Seventh caution of the day has just come out at Martinsville Speedway. One involved is James Buescher, but that's not the end of it. There are quite a few involved in this one.
Look how much damage done to that Wolf Rental truck.
Well, and the same for Jeffrey Earnhardt. Look at that thing. It's tore all to pieces.
Man,
we saw Justin Johnson in that wreck as well, along with Miguel Paludo.
Yeah, the 8s also.
Or excuse me, that was Nelson Piquet Jr.
You see, that's Jeffrey Earnhardt climbing out of the #1 fuel doctor.
Jeffrey had a good run going, ran up in the top 10 for a good part of this race.
Safety crews taking care of the drivers and trucks. Take another look, or a look, at what just took place.
Just another chain reaction deal. Both these.
Well, somebody had to come from a long way back to get in that wreck, it appears, Phil.
Yeah, we haven't even seen the 31 yet, or the 1 of Jeffrey Earnhardt.
Matt
Crafton getting into the left rear quarter. Brad Sweet turning him around. I love that super slow motion shot.
Sweet slides up the racetrack, blocks the track, and then problems happen behind him as well.
I think this might happen at the other end.
Wow, this is the other end of the racetrack. Battling for space. James Buescher was trying to get to the inside of Jeffrey Earnhardt, going down in the corner.
Wow,
that's
look at
the
that
very
thing.
Fastest part of the racetrack when these guys got together.
And you could see Jeffrey Earnhardt was attempting to spin that truck around, and he just ran with it wide open into the outside wall. He had those back tires spinning when he hit that wall.
These brakes are really, really good on these trucks, and you go down in the corner, you stand on the brakes, and they stop. When they're backwards or sideways, they don't stop that well.
They also don't stop very well if you got the gas down.
Out inside, dig.
Chase Mattioli wondering what happened there. He really wasn't that much of a part of it.
Watch this second incident. It looks like James Buescher gets on the inside of Jeffrey and just maybe wheel hops, but did you see that, Phil?
Yeah, wow.
He was wide open, spinning the tires into that outside wall.
That was James Buescher climbing out of his truck. Jeffrey Earnhardt also had already climbed out of that #1.
Phil, watch this again. You can see right here, it looks like maybe Buescher gets sideways underneath Jeffrey, but see, look, he's got his tires smoking. He's wide open. But look, he's wide open right into the wall.
It's still into the wall. He was trying to get that truck to go forward, but unfortunately when it turned back around and started headed to the outside wall again, all it did was hit it hard.
Lots.
James Buescher is one of those trucks that's in danger of falling out of the top 25 in that locked-in position.
Red flag condition now at Martinsville Speedway for the Camping World trucks.
Hey, Rick, let's look at this wreck again. Watch, I want you to notice the impact of Jeffrey Earnhardt. Watch his head inside of this truck when he hits. Look, this is even with the Hans. Watch.
See how his head goes forward. That Hans device stopping his head from going any farther forward. And this is the slowest racetrack that we run.
You'd be hard pressed to convince Jeffrey Earnhardt of that there was anything slow about what just happened.
A hard hit for Jeffrey Earnhardt into the outside wall. Also James Buescher in his #31. Terminal damage to that vehicle. We'll be back with more from Martinsville. Details on this and other great Speed Inside Deals ticket packages at speed.com/deals. Welcome back. Kroger 250 presented on Speed by Pep Boys. The trucks have fired back up after a red flag condition. The reason why we were under a red flag is this.
This is the first incident at this end of the racetrack.
They were just trying to pick their way around Chase Mattioli. Chase has been off the pace quite a lot. You see Justin Johnson getting a lot of damage there. Then check this out.
Yeah,
check
there's
this
Dusty
view.
Davis going by Chase Mattioli, and Brad Sweet's going to try to get to the inside. Matt Crafton is committed to the bottom. He makes contact with Brad Sweet. Then Nelson Piquet Jr. comes along, as well as Justin Johnson.
Now watch this battle down in turn 3. At the same time, getting down into turn 3, James Buescher gets into the back of Jeffrey Earnhardt. Wham!
I'm telling you, those were incredibly hard impacts. As you can see, Jeffrey Earnhardt's was just as head-on as it could possibly be.
The good thing was, and you could see there, looking through the windshield, Jeffrey Earnhardt was able to take the steering wheel off quickly. He was starting to pull the straps off to get out because he saw there was fire.
Probably struggling to catch his breath a little bit too, Rick. When you hit like that, man, the more you're strapped in, the more, it takes your breath away. And as we saw in that shot, you could see his head moving forward with all that impact.
Nelson Piquet Jr., a lot of damage to the front end of that truck.
And better and better and better.
One of the guys involved in our most recent accident, Jeffrey Earnhardt, is now out of the infield care center with Krista.
Yeah, Rick, Jeffrey Earnhardt came down to his pit, caught up with him. Jeffrey, it was such a hard hit. What did you feel in the truck? We actually saw on one of our cameras your head fling forward.
Yeah, you know, that was a super hard hit. I mean, it's kind of unreal on a track like this. You can hit that hard, but you know, it was a racing accident. You know, James told me, you know, he felt like his brakes were going. I told him I thought I chopped him. I mean, it could have been a little bit of both. You know, we'll both settle for a mutual agreement, but you know, it's part of it.
And I know you had been running top 10 at the time. I know your brakes were going soft. Would you have finished top 10 today?
Yeah, you know, we had a great run going. I felt like we made a statement. You know, showed people that we can run up front and run with these good guys. But you know, it's unfortunate. You know, when Mark's open with Fuel Doctor, you know, he's not able to continue as a sponsor. But can't thank him enough for helping me out. Rick Ware for putting me in the car. Fast Wax for all they do, and hopefully we find something to go to Nashville and keep in the run for the Rookie of the Points.
After watching that, we're just glad you're okay, and we hope to see Jeffrey, as he said, in Nashville. They're looking for sponsorship to go racing.